Hello, this is Pastor Laura Cavendish, and it is a lovely day in June. I am in my office, and it is no longer a place of cozy refuge. It is a warm spot that I am trying to keep cool. That's a sign that the seasons are changing. So I hope those of you that are listening at home are watching for the change from spring into summer and enjoying that gift. Now, today I have a book about how there's enough love. Sometimes, somehow we as kids and sometimes we adults get in our heads that there's not enough. There's not enough to share. There's not enough love. And this book is a simple book some of you may have already read about how there is enough love and how we can enjoy that together. All right, so let me show you the book. That means I've got to turn my camera around. And here we are. It's the book called I Love You the Purplest. And I have seen this book at my local library, but I found it here in our church library down in the nursery for kids. So it is written by Barbara M. Joosse and illustrated by Mary Whyte. So I don't know if there's these little treasures on here. Someone got this on clearance for 50 cents. Pretty good deal. Pretty good deal. All right, let's go ahead and look at today's story. And here is that title page. Obviously, we have two characters that are part of the book, two little boys. And there they are in the morning in their kitchen. And there's their fishing supplies. And let's find out what's happened. Early in the evening, I thought it was morning, the brothers and their mama finished supper in the sturdy red cabin and set out to fish. And there's their kitty. The lake slowed its thrashing to a soft, even beat. The mosquitoes dipped low to the water, and the water bugs skittered on top. The moon glowed on one side of the lake, while the sun shimmered on the other. This was the time when fishing was best. Max exploded from the cabin, twirling the shovel in front of him. Mama came next, and then Julian. Julian shut the cabin door tightly to keep it safe from burglars and bears. And there they are, heading out to the pond. And there's the cabin in the background. There's some birds waiting for them. Julian scooped the dirt to find the fattest worms. Max jumped on the shovel and flung dirt in the air until a tangle of worms filled his can. "Mama, who has the most worms?" he asked. There he is working, and there was his brother. They did it differently. And there's one can full of worms, and there's another. And Mama smiled. "Max, your can is full of the liveliest worms, and Julian, your can has the juiciest." Here we are in the boat. Two boys are in the boat. And this is how the story continues. Max, Julian, and Mama stepped into the small wooden boat. Julian took one oar and Max took the other. Julian planted his blue boots wide and took deep, even strokes. Max braced his red boots against the ribs of the boat and stroked quickly through the water. The brothers' faces were hot and they gulped at the air. Julian gasped, "Mama, who's the best rower?" And there they are out on the lake. Here's our words. Mama's eyes grew soft. "Why, Julian, you took the deepest strokes, and Max, your strokes were fastest." The three fished until stars sparkled the sky, sprinkled the sky, and water turned dark as night. In the end, Mama caught one fish, Julian caught one, and Max caught three. And there they are in the boat, catching fish. "I'm the best fisherman," cried Max, hoisting his fish in the air, and Julian pushed his hat brim low on his face. "Three fish, what a bountiful fisherman you are," said Mama. "And Julian, you're the cleverest. Your fish hid in the weeds, but you waited. When your bobber jerked in the water, you kept your pole high and you reeled in a fine, fat fish." When the fishing and the baths and the stories were done, Mama tucked the brothers into bed. There we are. Julian slept in the top bunk, and she reached up to kiss him good night. "Mama," whispered Julian, his hands forming a tunnel around her ear, "who do you love best?" There he is up there. Mama thought for a minute, and then she whispered, "Why, Julian, I love you the bluest. I love you the color of a dragonfly at the tip of its wing. I love you the color of a cave in its deepest hidden part, where grizzly bears and bats curl up until night. The mist of a mountain, the splash of a waterfall, the hush of a whisper." The breath in Julian's chest grew and grew and grew until he couldn't hold it any longer. And then it came out in a long, velvety sigh. And there's more here. Mama crouched low to the bunk where Max slept. Max wriggled his finger for Mama to come close, and he whispered, "Mama, who do you love best?" See, there he is in that bottom bunk. There's that picture. And she says, "Why, Max, I love you the reddest. I love you the color of the sky before it blazes into night. I love you the color of a leopard's eyes when it prowls through the jungle, and the color of a campfire at the edge of the flame. A wide open hug, the swirl of a magic cape, the thunder of a shout." The smile on Max's face grew and grew until his cheeks couldn't hold it in. Then it came out in a big, thundery laugh. And there's the cabin, quiet cabin. Late in the evening, the brothers and their mama slept, one in the top bunk, glowing like the evening moon, one in the bottom bunk, shimmering like the evening sun, and Mama in the big bed, dreaming of the boys she loved best. And there's the big pond. And we're done. All right, I think we have enough time to do a second book today. When we know that we are loved and when we remember there is enough love, because God's love is wider than the ocean, greater even than Mama's love in that last book for the two boys. And when we know that love is part of us, it fills us and allows us to show love for others. One of the ways we show love is by understanding and by caring. And that's what our next book is about. And it is written by Cheri J. Miners. And we'll just get started. And here's our book. It's called Understand and Care. It is written by Cheri J. Miners, not Cheryl, and illustrated by Meredith Johnson. And let's see if I can get it to stay open for us. And this was, again, found in the church library here and was a freebie that Thrivent gave out as part of being well and people who get along with one another. Here we have kids on the playground. Oh, that's a nice sight, isn't it? To be together there. All right. I have many different feelings. Other people have many feelings too. I want to understand how other people feel. When something happens to someone, I can imagine how I would feel if it happened to me. There she is. She feels sad. Then I can understand how someone else might feel by thinking of how he would feel. I see my friend smile and laugh when she's happy. She enjoys being with people and things she likes. I understand how she feels. I smile and laugh at some of the same things. When something nice happens to someone, I can remember times when I have been happy. I can imagine how I would feel. Then I can understand how the person feels. I can show I care. Someone I know may feel sad when something goes wrong. He may frown or cry. I feel sad too when things go wrong for me. I can imagine how I would feel if the same thing happened to me. And there's his friends, and they're still enjoying themselves. But now I can understand how the person feels, and I can show I care. Sometimes people feel angry when things don't go the way they want. And here's some kids things are not going very well. Anger may show in a person's face or voice or body. I can remember feeling angry when things didn't go my way. Here he's remembering. I know how that feels. I can try to understand how the person feels. I can show I care. If I'm not sure how someone is feeling, I might ask, how do you feel? Then I can listen. Listening shows that I respect the person and that I want to understand. When I want to understand how someone feels, I can watch how the person acts. I can remember when I have felt that way. I can imagine how I might feel. I can ask and listen, and I can show I care. Understanding each other helps us get along. It feels good to understand and care. And that is the end. Now, this book, for adults that may want to go look at it, has ways to reinforce how to understand and care and develop empathy, and empathy in your child. And sometimes we need empathy as adults, too. So, there was our second book. It was nice to spend time with you today, and we'll be seeing you on Thursday with another story to listen to.